What if the person that you're waiting to show up for you has already shown you who they already are? Are you responding to their potential, or are you ignoring their pattern? Because sometimes the answer isn't getting them to choose you. It is about finally choosing yourself. Hello, everyone. Cynthia Towett here. It's your hidden love story here, episode 2154. When they don't show up, choose you. The reason why I go live is I do believe we have all been misled and misguided, operating from fear, from doubt, from insecurity, not whole enough, not complete enough, feeling like you got to prove yourself out there to the world or to someone else. And my goal here is to flip that emotional story around so you're choosing yourself from love, from peace, from harmony, from passion, from desire. So come on, baby, let's get this show rolling and let's get your guys' life going. Today we're talking about something that can hurt more people when you realize when somebody doesn't show up for you. Maybe they said they would call, but they didn't. Maybe they had plans, but you guys had plans, but they didn't follow through. Maybe you needed them, but they weren't there. Or maybe you realize that you've been waiting for somebody to show up in a way that you simply haven't been willing to do or able to do. And here's where I want to take this conversation today. When they don't show up, choose you. Because their absence does not have to become your abandonment of yourself. You don't have to chase. You don't have to beg. You don't have to keep explaining your worth. And you certainly don't have to sit around waiting for somebody else to validate that you're worth showing up for. You can show up for you. Hello, I'm Cynthia Towett, a happiness, love, and relationship coach, and this is Your Hidden Love Story, episode 2154. So let's talk about what happens when somebody doesn't show up for you and how you can make sure that you still show up for yourself. What does not showing up actually look like? Someone doesn't keep their word. They don't return communication. They're constantly unavailable. Their actions don't match their words. They keep making excuses for their behavior. You find yourself wondering, why am I always the one trying? Sometimes the hardest part isn't that someone didn't show up once. It's realizing that their pattern is actually telling you something. Like, I like you, but I'm not prioritizing you. They may enjoy your attention, they may enjoy your conversation, your attraction, or your companionship, but their actions constantly place you on the bottom of the list. That message gives you, I want access to you, but I'm not making room for you. Or they're all communicate when it's convenient for me. Yeah, just when it's convenient for me. That's the only time I'm going to communicate with you. They disappear and they respond only when they feel like it. Only reach out when they need something. And the message you get is the relationship operates on their schedule. Or the message, I want you close, but I don't want you too close. They pull you in and they push you away. They give you enough attention to keep the connection alive, but not enough consistency to create security. That message is, I want to connect, I want a connection without necessarily accepting the responsibility that comes with it. They are showing you who they are, but you're listening to more to who you hope they would be. Choosing yourself doesn't necessarily mean deciding someone else is a bad person. You're not asking, how do I get them to show up? You're asking, what is their behavior showing me? And what am I going to do with that information? The emotional trap. What do you do when somebody does not show up for you? Overthink? A double text? Make excuses for them? Question yourself. Wondering what you did wrong. Try harder to get their attention? Giving them more chances? But why are you so willing to abandon yourself trying to convince someone else not to abandon you? Well, we're going to flip that script by choosing you. They didn't show up, so something must be wrong with me. We're going to flip that. They didn't show up. What can I do to show up for myself? Keeping your own plans, taking yourself somewhere, doing what you said you guys were going to do together, go do it on your own. Giving yourself the attention that you are waiting for. Protecting your peace. Letting someone's behavior provide information to you instead of destroying your confidence. So what happens when someone doesn't show up for you? What happens when someone doesn't show up for me? I show up for me even more. Don't confuse self-love with self-sufficiency. Choosing yourself doesn't mean I don't need anybody. It means I don't need to abandon myself because I want somebody else. That's all. You can want love. You can want a relationship. You can want someone to call you, choose you, celebrate you, and be there for you. But wanting these things doesn't mean that you have to tolerate repeatable stories of being disappointed. The relationship question. Are you in love with someone's potential? Or are you responding to their actual behavior? Sometimes we meet someone and we don't see the person standing right here in front of us. We see that person, we believe that they could become. We see how loving they could be if they were healed. How consistent they could be if they got their life together. How committed they could be if they were not so afraid. How wonderful this relationship could be, only if they would just open up. How amazing they could be if they could finally realize what we have. And there's nothing wrong with seeing someone else's potential, so don't get me wrong, you guys. The problem begins when you start building a relationship with the potential instead of the person. Because potential is possibility. Behavior is evidence. And those two are very different. But I know they love me. This is where it could be really challenging. Someone can have feelings for you and still not have the capability of giving you a relationship that you need. Someone can care about you and still be inconsistent. Someone can miss you and still not reach out. Someone can love you and still not know how to communicate that love back to you. Someone can have good intentions and still repeatedly hurt you. And this is an important part because sometimes we use someone's feelings as evidence that their behavior is going to change. But feelings aren't the same thing as capacity. And intentions are not the same thing as actions. You could say, I believe they care about me, but I also acknowledge what they're actually doing. That's not being negative. That's actually being honest. If someone constantly shows you that they won't show up, are you listening? You guys, I'm going to send you over to a commercial. I wrote a book. It's called Flipping Your Emotional Story Around to Better. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth about this. Next, we're going to talk about hope versus evidence. So I'll be right back. So stick around. And it's commercial break time. And what's she going to talk about on her commercial? Yeah, what's she going to talk about? She's going to talk about, did you know that Cynthia Toet, she's an author. She wrote a book this year called Flipping Your Emotional Story Around to Better. Yes, that's the book that she wrote, and it is on Amazon. It is an ebook and a hard copy, whichever you prefer. Go over there right now and grab your copy right now to see what it's going to take to flip your emotional story around to better. Okay, back to the show now. And I'm back. Oh, let's see. Thank you for the gift, Hazel. I appreciate you. And hello, everyone. You guys are coming in. I appreciate you all being here. Hope versus evidence. Hope says, maybe next time they'll show up. Evidence says, how many times have they shown up? Hope says, they're going through a lot right now. Evidence says, has this been happening once, or has this become their normal? Hope says, they told me they wanted this relationship. Evidence says, what are they actually doing to build it? Hope says, they're scared. Evidence asks, are they working through their fear, or am I constantly being asked to accommodate? That's a really important decision, you guys. It's a difference, There's a difference between hope and evidence. That's a big difference. Because companionship doesn't require you to ignore reality. You can understand why someone behaves the way that they do without deciding you have to live with that behavior indefinitely. The one-day relationship. One day they'll be ready. One day they'll choose me. One day they'll communicate better. One day they'll realize what they have lost. One day they'll finally become the person I knew that they could be. Meanwhile, today, right now, is happening. You're living today. You're experiencing this relationship today. You don't get to live inside of somebody else's potential. You live inside their present behavior. Don't make today's version of somebody pay the price of who you hope they'll be, but don't make today a version of you suffer while waiting for them to become it either. The one-day relationship does keep you stuck. It keeps you stuck in the present moment. You're waiting for something that may never, ever, ever, ever be. So instead, ask yourself, what am I actually responding to? If I remove their promises, what would their actions tell me? Remove the promises, you guys. What are their actions telling you? They don't have time for you? You're on their schedule? They're not really interested. If you stop listening to what they say they're going to do, what would their behavior be? What would their behavior say? Not giving you enough attention? Not really caring enough about who you really are? What would that be? What would that behavior say? If you met this person today and they only had their actions, if I met this person today and only had their actions to evaluate, what would I think this relationship was? From their actions, not by what you hope, not what you can see, but from their actions. What is that telling you today? Are you responding to consistency? Or are you responding to the occasional moments of this connection? Sometimes a person doesn't give you consistent love. They give you just enough love to keep your hope alive. A beautiful conversation, a passionate night, a heartfelt message, a sudden burst of attention. Then they distance themselves again. They pull back. And you start living for that next good moment, waiting for that beautiful conversation to happen again, waiting for that passionate night or that heartfelt message, just that sudden burst of attention. That's when you guys need to ask, am I experiencing a relationship, or am I waiting for the next good moment? The pattern is the answer. One disappointing event doesn't necessarily tell you everything. People do have bad days. People do forget. Life does happen. But when you have disappointment, promises over and over, and apologies over and over and over again, that's no longer just an incident. That's a pattern. And patterns deserve to be heard. You don't necessarily have to punish the person. You don't have to hate them. You don't even have to stop loving them. But you do have to stop pretending that pattern isn't there. Choosing yourself doesn't mean they didn't show up, so I'm done with love. That's not choosing yourself. It means I no longer am willing to abandon myself while waiting for somebody else to become ready. That's a completely different message. The next time somebody doesn't show up, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what happened? How did that make me feel? Is this a one-time situation, or is this a pattern? What do I need to do right now? What would show up for yourself? What would showing up for yourself look like? You don't have to make a dramatic exit every time someone disappoints you. Sometimes you simply stop overextending yourself to them. I'm going to bring you guys home. Their inability and unwillingness to show up does not determine your value. It doesn't. The person who needs to show up for you first is you. Think about one area of their life where they've been waiting for someone else to show up. What would happen if you showed up for yourself instead? When they didn't show up, don't disappear from your own life, you guys. Please don't. That's like abandoning yourself, being depressed, feeling not worthy, feeling not whole enough, not complete enough. It stops you, it blocks you. It stops and blocks even your passion, the things that you're passionate about, because you got caught up into this spider web, this downward spiral of someone not fully showing up for you. And in turn, you need to turn around and show up for yourself. So don't stop doing the things that make you happy, you guys. Don't stop loving yourself. Don't stop moving forward. And don't stop questioning your worth because someone else failed to recognize it. Honor it. Show up for it. Show up for you. For you do deserve a relationship where words and actions meet. It's an equal give and take. It's a balanced relationship. And if somebody isn't showing up for you, you do have a choice. You can keep chasing their presence, or you can choose your own. Thank you guys for staying here and watching. I'm Cynthia Toet, your happiness, love, and relationship coach, reminding you that happiness, love, and healthy relationships begin with a relationship that you have with yourself. And remember, when they don't show up for you, to choose you. I appreciate everyone that's come in to watch this live, to be here with me today, to remember to continue on choosing you. Stop putting your life on hold. Stop waiting for somebody else to come around. If they're showing you a pattern, be aware of the pattern instead of having hope that they're going to change. Because most likely they're not going to change because of the hope. They have to see something. They have to see what it is. They have to be wanting to be in part of this relationship. They want to be a part of it. In the meantime, if that's the one that's meant for you, in the meantime, continue on doing you. Find the best version of you. Live your life at this moment of time. Because if that person is meant for you, that person will show up. It will happen. It's not something that can be missed, but we're not supposed to be sitting around waiting around for somebody else to show up in our lives. We're supposed to be living. So it's important for you guys to find something that you're passionate about, something that you desire, something that you can get lost in time doing. So you're not constantly wondering when somebody is going to show up that hasn't shown up. Until next time, have a beautiful evening, and remember, you guys, I have the after show that's coming up next. For those that are interested, I haven't started it. I'm going to start it right after this. It's on unlisted. I meant to do it during commercial time. My mind gets so busy doing so many things, I forgot to do that. So we're going to open it up so you guys can go over there, and I'll be over there in about 20 minutes, okay? So I'll see you next time on Your Hidden Love Story. Take good care of yourself, you guys.